Y'all, this is Fashayo. So I had to get up this morning. I woke up I used to say an ungodly hour, but now I say the witching hour. It's the hour of women. Change your language, change your life. But anyway, I woke up kind of early this morning or whatever, and I was listening to this video that somebody had posted on Facebook with Creflo Dollar, talking about how the enemy was after him, blah, blah, whatever. So, but one of the things that caught my attention and it made me think back to my days of being in church is when we were always considered perpetual children. We were children of God, children of the Most High. You always looked at in this infantile way. Now, that's fine. You know, if any of you know me or have been watching my videos for a while, you know, my thing is do what you will but harm none. To each his own. I'm as much for my freedom as I am for yours. The thing I thought about this morning, though, was if we constantly look at ourselves in the spiritual realm as children, that could account for some of the reasons that we aren't able to take accountability for our own behaviors. And while we don't look at spirituality in a practical way, or while we don't add practicality to our spirituality, what I mean is a lot of times you see a lot of people, they'll pray to whichever God they pray to, and they wait. And they wait. And they wait for things to just happen to them. And people like me, I would say I'm spiritual, I guess. Like, I understand my relationship to nature. I understand that there's like a physical science, and then there's like metaphysical science, you know, meaning I see the tree. I also see that the tree has energy. I understand how the bugs on the tree relate to the tree, like as in the tree needing the bugs and all that stuff, but I also understand how energetically I need a tree. So anyway, I understand that. What I don't quite understand, nor do I embrace, is me just sitting here waiting for any particular spirit to just do for me. When we talk about children, our children, especially when we talk about small children, our children generally wait for us to do. Because when you talk about a parent-child relationship, it's still a dependent relationship. Like, you'll hear me relate to myself as a child in relation to my mother, but not constantly. I'm not constantly like, I'm Jane's child. I'm Jane's child. I'm a child of Jane. You know, no, I am, and I'm really happy about it. But I'm a woman. I'm an individual. I'm grown. I'm accountable for my own behaviors. I'm accountable for making my life what I need it to be. So I can't constantly refer to myself as a child of Jane. Why? Because my words will make my mind and my spirit line up with being constantly dependent on Jane. It'll make me constantly look to Jane to do everything for me. Why? Because my language is dependent. The other thing that I think people don't miss, the other thing I think people miss about, and we're going to use Creflo Dollar because that's what kind of kicked this thought process off. The thing that people don't realize of people like Creflo Dollar is he's saying that he's believing God for something. So he's believing God for this jet. And then he goes on to say that, you know, and if they find life on Mars, I'm going to believe God for $1 billion spaceship, because the people on Mars, or the beings on Mars need to hear about Jesus. Okay, I know that's stupid, but whatever. Just make that. You can make a video about that part. But my point is that he's telling you that he's believing God for the money. But what he's really doing is getting you so whipped up emotionally that you happy to give him the money for the jet or for the spaceship. I completely believe that if this dude wanted a spaceship, that he would have a spaceship, because the people, when he started talking about his belief, oh, they just jumped up and roared. Why? Because they're living vicariously through him. You know, God might be their daddy, but Creflo Dollar is their stepdaddy. And it's not even about, I do feel like there's truth in all teachings. I don't feel like all teachings are the truth, but I feel like there is truth in all teachings. Should you have faith? Yes. But should you manipulate people to fulfill your faith? No. It's no different than me knowing, you know, how to manipulate a person and doing a reading according to that and bending my whole reading to get them to be emotionally whipped up so that they support me more. That's dishonest and it's wrong. I'm stifling yawns left and right, y'all. I'm so sleepy. But that's just a concern of mine. So give me some feedback. Because even in the church, I remember wondering about that. I kind of made it a passing thought because back then I knew to kind of stifle it and push it down, because you're not supposed to question and all that kind of stuff. But even with the hierarchies, like anytime you have a hierarchy, especially a true hierarchy, it's like people, even though they say, well, I can question, I can ask my pastor, imam, priest, Bible hour, whatever. Anytime you have a true hierarchy in place, you still know your place. That's why it's a hierarchy. When you have what I've experienced as spiritual circles, there is no hierarchy. Nobody is above any. I say like my sister circles. No sister is above another sister. If we see wrong, we check wrong. If you see somebody that needs help, you help them. You don't have to go through any channels or anything to do it. You just do it. Why? Because all of us are equal. Nobody's above the other one. That's the difference between a circle and a hierarchy. But yeah, that perpetual children thing it bothered me this morning. Because even with the woman that y'all hear me refer to as my godmother, just because she taught me so much on this path, if nothing else, we the same age, and technically I'm older than her, but she never sought to control me. Even in the very, 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 very beginning, when most people would have, she never tried to control me. Any control that she had was in my mind, honestly. And I know that now because I've said some things to her and she was like, basically let me know. And when I look back on it, it wasn't her, it was me. Because I've always been one of those people who would deeply submit to teachers and mentors. And maybe this is why this bothered me so much and why I had to do this video, but chime in and let me know what y'all think about different religions that want to be children of God and what that effect may or may not be. You could completely disagree with me and that's fine. It made me think about how I see a lot of people, like I said, to reiterate my point, have them sitting there just praying and waiting and praying, name it and claim it, but you ain't doing nothing. I always give the example of God gonna bless me with a job, but you don't ever get your butt up off the couch to go look for one. You fully expect for it to just fall in your lap. And then the thing is if you go look for a job and you have the qualifications, did God really give you that job? Or did you earn everything you need to earn in order to have that job? Like, like my husband, for instance, he went to school for psychology. He got his bachelor's or whatever. He got a job that was in line with his degree. So did God give him that job, or did the fact that he got student loans as we speak and he passed, I'm almost certain with a 4.0 or something close to a 4.0, graduated with 4.0, or like I say, something pretty close. Is that what got him the job? Is it the connections in the community that got him the job? Some of the connections that came through a friend of mine. All this can be traced to earthly, practical things. Anyway, let me know what you think about being perpetual children. I'm gonna fix this shakiness in the video. Sorry. Let me know what you think. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my... I'm sorry, I couldn't catch that one. Thank you so much to my familiar family for sticking with me through my little janky videos, because I know they're janky, but I be saying stuff that's important. And thank you so much to my new subscribers. I see y'all and I appreciate y'all. As always, let me know if there's a topic that you want me to cover. Always feel free to respond, even if you don't agree with me. I've had some people disagree with me, and that's cool. The only thing is, I say do not be disrespectful, because I won't give you a second chance to do that. I won't erase your disrespectful comment, but I won't give you a second chance to be disrespectful to me. So anyway, y'all have a wonderful, bliss-filled day. Make it what you want it to be. Odabo.